Hi and welcome to the Art of Tarot. This is a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Mars for February 2022. I'm excited you're here with me. I already did this in German, that's why the cards are already out. Check out my German channel, check out everything you need to know in the description box. As always, like, subscribe, comment, and let's get started. So in the beginning I'm talking about general energies, and then we're going into a love and relationship situation or dynamics. So yeah, this is a very interesting reading and it's intense, I have to say. We start this month with the Star card, Major Arcana, big moment. We do have 1, 2, 3 Major Arcana lying here. So this is a month of big issues, not issues necessarily in the bad sense, but big moments, big learning moments, and big situations in your life. So we have the Star card. That is a card, especially in this deck, I think, of really self-realization and connecting yourself again with the higher powers of the universe, with also it's a card where we see the way in the stars, and it's suggested that also astrology plays a part, and we are really connected in our full power again. We see ourselves, we perceive ourselves on a deeper level with the Star card. We also show ourselves fully in our vulnerability, but also in our strength. We perceive ourselves as our full authentic selves, and we're in a hopeful place with the Star card to move forward. And there's a lot of faith involved in the Star card. So this is so interesting because next up, Devil card. So it's like, what? Okay, weird. There is this moment of true understanding of yourself, a moment of faith, a moment of hope, a moment of self-realization, and then a decision, or I don't think it's a conscious decision, but then there is a switch of energies where the devil comes in. So out of some realization of the self, I feel like there is an obsession building up this month, and this obsession can be anything really, but I think you really have to be careful this month to not overdo anything and to be really aware of it, because you also have an Emperor in reverse, and that's a loss of control kind of situation that could emerge. Because when the Emperor is in reverse and in combination with the Devil, that's kind of a that's a dark, it's not the dark triad, but it's a pretty dark card, or combination of cards, because there is a big element of wanting to control a situation up to a point where it's unhealthy when the Emperor is in reverse, like holding on to control, and with the Devil, an obsession of something. So you might, you know, this is just making sure you don't hurt yourself by obsessing over something, or trying to control something, or getting controlled by something. Therefore, same thing, you know, just different directions of energy. Because if we're holding on too tight to something, it starts to control us. You know, I hope this makes sense if I say it like that. So just careful that you check in with yourself throughout this month, and see and make sure that it's not getting too toxic, you know, because I see a little bit of toxicity here. I think that's just what's gonna happen. And I don't blame you. We all, you know, I'm like a person that tries to differentiate a little bit more, and I feel like we all have our toxic traits sometimes, and you know, the toxicity is one thing. It's how can you microdose? Let's put it that way. Can you maybe try to microdose and not be irresponsible with it, you know? So even if it's substances, even if it's just like internet, or being online too much screen time, too much of anything really, you know, excessive energy. And Excessive thinking I see also. It could be also a thought pattern, an immature thought pattern that you can't get out of, with the Princess of Swords in reverse. And it's a difficulty getting out of a thought pattern. Maybe you're controlled by a thought pattern, and maybe you're even becoming aware of that, with the Star card. That is controlling you, that is making you lose control over the situation. So highly recommend looking a little bit deeper into that. Also, this could be, you know, if the thought pattern is controlling within you, of course, you could be attracting people who want to control your thought pattern as well. So just make sure that you watch very carefully the people around you that are coming towards you, especially Capricorn, Aquarius, and Aries people, and make sure you are as aware as possible when it comes to weird mind games or thought patterns, stuff like that. I see though that this is a lot stemming from within yourself, that you feel like you're controlled by something. I don't see a bad person coming your way necessarily. It's more like, I think, something within yourself that you're dealing with. So in a love situation, it's also, I have to say, Pisces, I hope you don't click off, but there's a little bit of a creepy energy in this reading that is kind of scary a little bit. We have the Seven of Swords from your side, especially with this deck and this picture here that's presenting itself. It just looks a little creepy. So don't be a creeper, Pisces. I'm sorry. Please don't take it as an offense, but I mean, I do have to say it. It's, you know, even if you don't identify with it, if it's not for you, you know, this looks weird. This is your side, this is the other person's side. It seems like you're obsessed with a person, to me. It seems like you're obsessed with a person. This person is doing fairly well on their own. They're like maybe a spiritual person, or a person who is really paying attention to their spiritual needs. Maybe they might be a little bit of an introvert. This is the Hermit card. Maybe they are just somebody who really treasures their quality time, or is really in a good place with being single right now. And you might be fascinated by that. Maybe you're like, oh wow, this is cool, I want to learn more about it, but I don't want to be a creeper. But by not being a creeper, you become more creepy. Or by trying to not be creepy, you become more creepy. And it seems like you're really trying to communicate with this person, but you are not sure how to say things, or you're holding back. And this might creep the person out, honestly. I mean, look at that. It looks like he's waiting for an attack on this person. And I don't think you want to attack that person, but it's more like, you know, this sword or this knife is about like the truth or the words that you use. And I think you're holding back, but you want to say something, but maybe you want to trick yourself, you want to have a strategy and trick yourself into, how is this person gonna pay attention to me? How can I make them look at me? How can I make them, you know, how can I get their attention, basically? And you're thinking about all these strategies, but therefore are also kind of a little bit in a deceptive energy, where it's like you don't show the person actually what you're thinking, or you're not saying what you're saying. So how can the person know, you know? And the person also turns away from that energy. I feel like the person senses like, no, I'm not going to look at, as long as the person is in that kind of energy, I don't want to look at that person. I don't want to deal with that. It's really, I get that sense a little bit. It's so turned away, because the Hermit is really not concerned, you know, about what people think, what people do. The Hermit is just like, I'm on my journey, and if I meet somebody nice on my journey, I'm going to look up and talk to them, but, you know, not if somebody creepily stalks me from behind. I'm sorry, Pisces, I don't know what's going on in this reading. And there's even a moon here, you know, with the moon card. It's also a Pisces card. So maybe you have also some secrets, or you don't want to communicate what you actually think, or what you feel, maybe even, or what you think. So yeah, and I think you're both trying to make a plan. I think you're both planning for the future. What I saw in the German reading very strongly is that I think you should not be careful not to, you know, mold yourself into a version of what that person wants if it's not really you, because that's a Pisces and a Libra kind of problem often, that they mold themselves into something they subconsciously, it's not something you do on purpose necessarily, but that might happen, you know, out of romantic feelings for somebody. But with the Two of Wands, I think both of you are thinking about how could this move forward, or how could there be a plan forward, and you're really trying to strategize. At the same time, this person really looks within themselves and tries to find the answers within themselves, and I think this is what you should do as well, and not make it too much of a not focus too much on what the other person wants. Try to find some answers within yourself as well. Get inspired, because you're getting inspired by that. I feel like you're like, wait, what is this person doing? They're really looking within, and they're looking what they want and how they want to move forward, and maybe I should do that too, you know. And with the Two of Wands, you might find that your vision is actually not their vision, and that's okay. Or it could be a similar vision, you know, who knows? But if you don't know what your vision is for the future and partnership in general, then, and you know, that's not for everybody. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have a vision, and maybe this person is very much the vision, but this is just too much, you know. This is an obsession. There's an obsessive element here that is not healthy. With the Devil card, with the Seven of Swords, and with the Emperor in reverse, I have to say it like it is. I cannot really, excuse me, Pisces, I cannot put this into, you know, I cannot sugarcoat it, because this just looks too intense to me. Make sure you're not too obsessive over a situation. I will pull more charms. We also have this Cave card, which also says basically look for the answers within yourself. I will read from the book because it's a nice text. And in this case, I think it's a good idea to have some more information. So the Cave. And it's also a creepy card. Look at that. What a creepy reading. The Cave. The dark, the portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as portal to another realm and space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. I really love that. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet, because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. So yeah, I feel like you're getting inspired by this person really looking within, and this is probably what you should do as well. Envision yourself as an old sage in a cave. What amenities do you need? What draws you ever closer to the cave within the cave? Ooh. Slowly and steadily, crystals of enormous magnitude grow within the dark confines of caves. Let the cave teach you patience. That's also nice. So when this energy is light, it's the sacred center within. When it's dark, it's about withdrawal, isolation, and hiding. If you want to go deeper, there are inspirations. You can look at the Cave of Crystals and the Blue Grotto. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. We also had the Astro dice. I will throw them again because I feel like it's always a different energy in the English reading. Sixth house. the Sag came out again. So Sagittarius, we had also in the German reading. This is about higher knowledge, spiritual knowledge, expansion, setting a high goal also for yourself, pushing boundaries, growth, and spiritual learning. So there's a lot of spiritual learning, also about routine. I think you should maybe establish some sort of routine, especially when it comes to your mind. There is definitely controlling mind patterns that are, I think, could be unhealthy, honestly. Could be a little toxic here. Saturn is testing who you truly are. This is what's happening here. Saturn with the star card is testing your true authentic self. This month might be a little bit of a challenging month, Pisces, because your thought patterns are challenged and questioned and tested. So don't lose your mind, please. Please. Okay, let's see what the charms have to say. Okay, nice. Nice. There's a lot of transformation. There is a lot of transformation for you when it comes to love, or there's a need for transformation when it comes to love, I think, and relationships, and attachment. And I think it's time to get creative. It's time to think different. It's time to think out of the box with Sagittarius as well. It's maybe time to change some thought patterns that have been controlling in the future. I think you're gaining a lot of insight. You might be dealing with a Capricorn here, or a very earthy person, very stable person that is a hard worker, and that could inspire you also to work hard. Also in self-actualization, here with the citrine also. And there is a big transformatory moment here going on when it comes to relationships for you. We have the death charm here. And this is going to be, this person is stable, you know, this person is stable, and you can learn from this person. Maybe you can, there is really a learning process for you here, how to stabilize yourself. Also when it comes to discipline at work, maybe there is somebody who can teach you something about that. Because the Hermit has a lot of wisdom, and you could very well be dealing with a Virgo as well, because Virgo is coming out with the 6th house, and then the Hermit card is the Virgo card. So they are really good at, I think, knowing how to recharge their batteries, how to like draw back and recharge. And also, I feel like turning their back on toxic patterns. I think you will gain a lot of clarity in this with the clear crystal here. I think there will be also moments and chances of clear communication. I think you're both protected still. Make sure that you protect your own vision, and also your vision together, whatever that is, you know, because the evil eye is really trying to protect you from projecting something onto a vision, or projecting something bad onto a thing. There is a lot of magic involved here. There's a magical moment between you two, or in this connection, or in this process here with this charm, that can be quite special and beautiful. Like a spark. There's a magic spark here. And there is the idea of how, I mean, there is an investment charm here, but it's kind of out of the picture a little bit. So I think the question here in this connection is do I want to invest in it? And yes, how much? And this charm for me is also about quantity and not quality. The other way around, quality and not quantity. Because it's a small, you know, a small coin, but it's worth something. So the question really is making a plan of how to invest into this and make it maybe a reality for you. You know, I think a good start is clear communication, honest communication, and clear understanding of the situation. I think this is really what you're trying to do. You're trying to understand this person, but by not communicating and not showing yourself and stalking them, it's not gonna happen, Pisces. I feel like you kind of gotta have to, you know, stop obsessing. And I mean, this month is gonna be a whole process. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't, you know, don't obsess, or don't let yourself control the narrative, or don't try to control the narrative. It's going to unfold how it's going to unfold. It's a gentle and also deep, with the death card or death charm, a deep transformation that's happening here for you. And also this other person might be in a deep transformatory process. They're just dealing with it differently. Yeah, so there is a need really to go within and look at what needs to be transformed, and what karma needs to be burned off also when it comes to your true self, and finding your true self within connections and keeping your true self within connections. So yeah, Pisces, all right, this is your reading. Take care, have a good one, and I'll talk to you next time. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.